George Frederick Handel was born on February 23, 1685 in Halle, Germany. He was not born into a family that was musically centered, and his father was a well-known and well-respected barber surgeon, did what he could to extinguish his son's early love for music, putting in its place the preparation for a career in law. But in secret, young George would practice on a small clavichord, and he progressed from playing familiar pieces to composing his own. When he was only 7, George went with his father to the court of a duke. There he played the court organ, and the duke was so impressed with young Handel's talent that he persuaded the hesitant father to allow George to begin music lessons with the organist there, who also taught the boy to play the harpsichord, the organ, the violin, and to compose. As George studied, his fame spread, and by the age of 12, he became the assistant organist at Halle. Although George's father still wanted him to study law, there was no denying the boy's exceptional musical talent. Soon after his father's death, young Handel answered the call of music full-time by playing, teaching, and composing in Hamburg, Germany. He also traveled to Italy, learning how to compose Italian opera. By age 30, Handel was the most popular musician in England. He made most of his money by composing operas, but also tried other styles of writing. Handel developed the oratorio, which was like a short opera telling a Bible story in a dramatic way. His most famous oratorio was The Messiah, a work he took 23 days to complete. When King George II of England heard the Hallelujah chorus from this Messiah oratorio, he was so overcome by emotion that he stood. Audience to this day continue the tradition of standing when applauding when they really, really like the performance. Handel continued to play the harpsichord and organ as well to compose well into his later years. He composed 50 operas, 20 oratorios, and chamber and orchestral music, including such well-loved favorites as water music and fireworks music. You can often hear these types of pieces played at weddings. Near the end of his life, Handel became blind, but his blindness did not stop him from creating music. It is quite amazing that he was at the organ performing for a performance of the Messiah just 8 days before his death on April 14, 1759. He was buried with honor in Westminster Abbey. Handel is another example of a Baroque composer, being born in the 1600s and dying in the early 1700s. Let's listen to some of his music together.